I thought it would be nice to do something for tenor players in this video. We've done trebles and basses so far. So here is another publication that I reviewed at the same time as the London Duos. It's another Oriana music publication, OM 529. Two, again, English composers, or at least composers living in England. So Godfrey Finger and James Paisible, sometimes spelt, Jacques Paisible, he was before he moved to this country. 3 sonatas and a suite for 2 tenor viols. I've chosen a Largo from the Sonata in D minor by Paisible, and the last one in the collection. It's on page 17, and again, Richard and Johanna have very kindly made available a PDF just of this page, and if you look underneath the video in a link at the bottom, there should be a link so that you can print that page out and we can learn it together. So here we go. So that was the top part, all the way through both sections, but with no repeats. Shall we have a look then, from the beginning? So you've got to start up here. 4th finger for the D at the top, 2nd finger for the C behind it, and then 1st finger for the B flat. So you've got a whole tone between these 2 fingers. It's much better than trying to stretch a tone between 3 and 4. You can do that on a treble. You absolutely can't do it on a bass, or at least I can't reach it on a bass, and it's a bit risky on a tenor, whereas there's a much more naturally bigger gap here. So that is good fingering for the very beginning. And then shift where there's a semitone here. In bar 3 you can bar your 1st finger across between the E and the A. Up, shift so that you're heading for the top fret here, reach back for the B flat. Now this is clever, play the C with a 4, and here we are back in 1st position. I'll just do that bit again from the end of 8. So this is where you shift to the top fret, reach back for the B flat, close your hand up so that the 4 goes on the C, and here we are back in 1st position. A few thoughts about bowing in that section. There's some really nice possibilities for phrasing here. So at the top, it's such a viol playing thing, isn't it? That there. slightly mournful falling away of a line. So what I'm doing with the bow is that on this dotted crotchet, I don't know whether you can see this hand really clearly, but if I exaggerate it, on the dotted crotchet I've got my middle finger putting plenty of weight on the bow to make plenty of sound. But by the time I get to the final crotchet of the bar, I've got my ring finger on the hair, basically taking all the pressure off, so that note is just floating over the string. So there's plenty of weight behind this one. Ring finger comes into play and takes it all off for that. And the same, just tickling it by the time I get to that last crotchet. Then going on, I think it's nice for bar 6. It's the same rhythm, isn't it? But I think it's nice for that one to go through, and then the beginning of 8. Nothing with that finger for the first one, supporting the hair, just taking the pressure off for the second. Going on to the shift up here. Trill needs to start on the upper note. This is a largo, so you don't need a trill that does that. That's just, it's completely against the sentiment of the piece. You don't want to be swanning along nice and smoothly and then suddenly this manic trill in the middle. So you start on the upper note. You could start it slowly. And just speed it up a bit. So it's got a really elegant shape within it, and it fits nicely in the sentiment of the piece. How about I play the bottom part and you play the top? We'll do it twice, and I'll count you in from the beginning. 1, 2, 3. Let's look at the second section then, going back to the top part. Starting on a back bow, I should have said that at the beginning actually, because you want this to come out on a forward bow. Trill. So you could rearrange your fingering if you don't like 4-finger trills and put the trill on a 3 instead. The thing is, as a string player, we've only got 4 fingers anyway, and if you discount the little one because he's a bit weak and not very obedient, then we've only got 3 fingers to play with, and that's getting slightly problematic. So practice your 4-finger trills. It's really good for them. So this is bar 17. 4-finger trill, and again it doesn't need to be quick. I think you take a proper breath there. That's bar 22. So I've just gradually, through that note, I'm employing the ring finger again, and just as the bar goes through, I'm lifting it up onto the hair so that that note just tails beautifully away. It doesn't stop dead on the string, because that's not a great sound, is it? But it just lets the sound drift on to the end. Fourth finger here to keep these two quavers on the same string, otherwise you end up looking like a windmill. So 4 for the first one, open string for the next. And again, just let that one shape away really elegantly. Bad luck. Another 4-finger trill at the end. Shall we do that second section? And again, we'll play it twice. I'll play the bottom part, so I'll count you in. 1, 2, 3. How about the whole thing then? From the top, both repeats. How about we swap parts? Now I know we haven't looked at the bottom part, but why don't you start out on the top, I'll play the bottom. On the repeat we'll swap over and I'll play the top part so that you can read the bottom one. And then we'll do the same in the second section. You start on the top and then play the bottom for the repeat. I hope I can remember that. Here goes. You're on the top part first after 3. 1, 2, 3. It's a really lovely piece, isn't it? There are several other movements in that collection. So do get the whole lot. I think it's, again, tenors are pushed to repertoire sometimes. So it's great that there are publications like this for tenors to be learning more kind of solo music rather than consort things. It gives you some really interesting stuff to practice. So definitely a good collection. 3 sonatas and a suite. Godfrey Finger, James Paisible, and Oriana Music publication 529. Buy the collection, learn the whole lot. Have fun!